All right, everyone, what's up? So today it's Mitchell Monday for part of DCI Fight Week. So today I'm going to be speaking about my top 4 shows. These aren't really as there are some that didn't place as not all of them are like Blue Devils or Blue Coats or anything like that. My top 4, I mean, there is one Blue Devil show. I'm a big Blue Devils and Cadets boy, so I have my 4 shows are Blue Devils 2018, Cadets 2011, Cadets 2012, and Crossmen 2019. Let's start with Blue Devils 2019 or 2018. I'm sorry, Dreams and Nighthawks. So this show is it's based off a painting from the 1920s, and there's a lot of jazz rhythms, jazz feels in this show, and I'm a big fan of it.
I personally did not like this show. I love jazz. Don't get me wrong. I love jazz, and they did
You like jazz?
Blue Coats does a great job with jazz, and Devils in 17 did a great job with it. But this show did not speak to me. And I remember watching finals with Isaac in his house, and him and I looked at each other. We're like, "This is a little boring. I like Babylon." That's just my thing. I'm not a big fan of this show. It's average to me.
I got the privilege and absolute blessing to see the Blue Devils either the first or second week of the season at a show that's 10 minutes away from us. So me and my youth leader, who is also a big fan of DCI, he and I went to the show. We were sitting front row because we saw the Blue Devils were going to be there, and we're like, all right, Blue Devils are going to be here. This is going to be great. So we're sitting there. Their whole show is all right, this is fire. And then the ballad starts. And that's just nuts for me. I love the You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman from Aretha Franklin. I love the trombone and trumpet soloist. The trumpet soloist is just screaming. And when they hit their big hit in the ballad, blew my face off. It was perfect. And then, that's what you look for in DCI. At this point, that's the big difference from DCI and BOA is screamers.
You're right.
I mean, and a screaming trumpet and a screaming trombone tend to be pretty freaking cool.
Baritones.
So, no, it was a trombone solo.
No, in Babylon
it was a trombone solo. And then their drum feature, their quad feature in the closer. They based that off of a Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, somewhere in the Indian subcontinent kind of chant. And the quads just kind of played along, and I really like that. And then the closer, oh god, the very last note where the horns come in, and then the whole band joins in. On finals night, that had me in tears. I was an absolute. I personally am a firm believer in Devils 2018 and its competitive
ability.
I think it should have beaten out Vanguard 2018, but that's another discussion for another show.
Okay, we're gonna have a debate about that. I hope you know what? I'm gonna make sure on the debate list we change Vanguard to go up against Blue Devils again, and we're gonna see who wins this fight. Okay, Isaac, say your piece on Dreams and Nighthawks.
Okay. First of all, that sentence should have never came out of your mouth.
Oh no, it's completely justified.
Second of all, this is what I have against Dreams and Nighthawks. If you look back at the 2017 production, which everybody loves because it was so clean, so good, it is the exact same show layout and replica of that show going into 2018. This is my issue with that show, is that if you play 2017 with 2018 at the same time, the timestamps are the exact same for when their opener, closer, and or their opener starts, opener ends. Their part 2 starts, their part 2 ends. It's the same thing from show to show. I didn't really agree. I personally don't agree with doing the same thing twice, and I feel like that's exactly what they did. So, as much as they're very clean DCI, and I do love Blue Devils, I wish they could erase 2018 just because it was a replica of 2017. And I don't think from a marching or DCI or anybody should do that ever, because that is the dumbest move you can ever do.
Oh my goodness, Isaac.
I mean, sir, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Like,
That's
I
why
have
it's
my
fight week.
opinions that Gavin knows.
That's why it's fight week.
That Gavin knows. I have a lot of opinions. However, I think we're gonna agree to disagree here.
Yep, that's why it's fight week, man. That's why it's fight week. Owen, go on ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I have, in terms of 2018 shows, I like Babylon, but I don't think I like all of Babylon. It's a really good show, but personally, in terms of my favorite 2018 show, I like Session 44 the most.
I can vibe with that
Yeah.
too. I do. I mean, I'm a sucker for jazz in any show, and Session 44 and Blue Devils that year were just killing it for me.
Sarah by the
Yeah,
Westerlies.
and I mean, I like jazz. I'm a big jazz guy. But Dreams and Nighthawks doesn't seem like the best jazz show. In terms of Blue Devils, doesn't seem like a very good Blue Devils show either. In terms of shows, it's a good show because it's something that the Blue Devils did. But especially coming right off of the high of Metamorph, they had such an expectation. They set the bar so high with that amazing show, and then they put that out, and it just seems that much worse in comparison. I feel like, again, with what Isaac was saying about how it just seems like the same show, I feel like they were trying to ride off the nostalgia of Metamorph, and that's the same reason why they put a section of the trombone feature from Metamorph into Ghostlight. Like they are just including the parts of their old shows to try to get that to make people feel like it's Metamorph again, because they know that Metamorph is an amazing show. But yeah, I mean, I never really looked into it. I watched the headcams because I love watching headcams, but I never watched like the full show just because it didn't interest me at all. Like, I would sit through it and I'd get like to the ballad and I'm like, it's just not catching.
I mean, I think solely from like a crowd perspective, like someone that doesn't really know much about music, I think that it was more in tune for the crowd, not the like the real music heads. But I personally really enjoyed it, and it's honestly, that's kind of the reason for me personally. Like, I love Plumbing Love, I love Ennio Morricone, Aretha Franklin, the Aretha Franklin song, the tune they used was outstanding. That's honestly why I wanted to get into DCI, because I wanted to do stuff like that, but that's just my personal taste.
All right. Listen. Shut this whole thing down. First off, someone said, I forgot who it was because I was busy trying to figure this out. But someone said that it didn't really have that much of a meaning to it. I'm gonna have to disagree, because if you really look at it, they took one painting and made an entire 12-minute story out of it and put music to it.
And I mean, the props even.
One painting. For just one. And it's like, what it really brings me back is is their 2015 show. And also, Owen talked about how they do music from Metamorph, but that's actually a Blue Devils thing that they do. They always do callbacks on their shows, and you just have to really look for them. They'll do it to like all the way back to their shows from the early 2000s. Like in Ghostlight, they did a callback to the 2017 trombone feature. They just do stuff like that. Anyways, so first of all, percussion, outstanding, beautiful. Like it was Brandon Olander's year back after taking a break in 2017, and if you don't know who that is, he's the DCI god of snare.
Yeah.
Period. That's the only way you can.
No debate there.
Yep, no debate. It was his first year back. He was center snare, and the snares just laid down beats. Anyways, their smooth criminal thing going right into the drum break. The drum break with the moonwalk is smooth, like iconically smooth. Do you know how many times Flow Marching has posted that drum break? A lot. They love that drum break. Everyone should love.
What about the quad feature?
The quad feature is also amazing. Anybody who doesn't, I forgot what it's called, that singing thing. I absolutely love that. It's cool. It's just awesome. The whole show is awesome. Like, what else? There's just so many things that if you really think about it, like it's a beautiful show. Especially Mitchell was talking about where the horns come in at that at that last closing hit. It's beautiful. I honestly don't really get why it doesn't see all that hit. And I'm not gonna say that I think it should have beaten Babylon, but what I'm gonna say is that I definitely think it should have won percussion, and that I can't change my mind on that, but I definitely think they should have won percussion overall because they were laying down probably the hardest beats of that night. And so yes, that's my opinion on Dreams and Nighthawks. It's a beautiful show. I don't really care that it seems as if they've reused a show theme, because to be honest, they just kind of do that a lot of the time. But that doesn't mean it's bad because they reused it. I mean, a second Metamorph is technically good. Who wouldn't want a second Metamorph? I mean, it's
That's
Metamorph.
Fair.
We love Metamorph. So
yeah.
I don't understand why copying that. Like, yes, it's unoriginal, but it's still good. Don't let that take away from the fact that the show is still good. They still took a completely different theme. I mean, yes, they used the same layout for like the transitions, but it's still good. It's just good. And yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Miles laying down the hammer right there. My God.
I have a point right here. So, when Isaac and I watched finals announced who was winning, we had third place goes to, and the next thing we heard was Blue Devils, but that's because the Flow Marching stream lagged, and him and I were so happy that Devils got third, because the best part of Dreams and Nighthawks was when it ended, okay? That was the best part of that show, is when it ended, and that's that's my comment about that. It seems... Listen, I am down for a Metamorph 2, but I want it to be like Metamorph 2, not about a painting. Ghostlight was closer to Metamorph than I think Dreams and Nighthawks was. That is my case.
I have to agree with that.
That is my case.
Because they both slapped.
Exactly! 2018 did not!
Okay.
DCI Fight Week at its finest, folks.
Here's my little comeback on what you just said, Miles. You can have either a good show, or let me rephrase this. You can have an amazing show, like Tilt. Yeah, outstanding, amazing, whatever you call it. You can have one of those shows like Tilt, like 2015 Crown, like Blue Devils 2017, like Blue Coast 2019, like all these amazing shows, right? Or you can have exactly what Dreams of Nighthawks is, which is a good, clean show with a couple little cool things that are added in.
Moonwalk drum break.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my question. Are we going off of the show, or are we going off of just one cool thing in a show?
It's a really cool thing to do.
No.
That's my
change this.
Babylon.
Order in the court,
That's like Babylon. I mean,
Okay.
The whole time.
Jaelyn, make the peace.
Jalen's gonna say something.
Sybil, I'm trying to calm you down. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's not one of those shows that blows your socks off, but all the different parts and aspects to it and what they did off of one painting is interesting enough to get third place. Like, I think of what they do.
Second.
They got second.
Second, sorry. I thought you said third. Second?
Excuse
That's
you.
really high.
A flow marching stream
Sorry.
lagged.
You're going crazy.
I am. This is my all-time like I love this show.
It's
I
very
really
cool.
like it.
It's not one of those crazy flashy shows, but it doesn't have to be. And they were clean, and they pulled something off that a lot of people, I think, could not do, especially with the jazz theme. So, calm down. Those are my points.
Mitchell, just go to your next show. Mitchell, just go to your next show.
All right. I love Dreams of the Nighthawks, but we gotta move on. Cadets 2011, Angels and Demons.
Oh, I love that show.
Gavin,
I know what
alright.
show that is. I know exactly what show that is. I love that. Because I just love the two
It's
different...
so cool. I love it because it's... I mean, let's throw it back to 2011. Look at the cadet staff. You should love this cadet staff. It's literally Gino and Jarrett.
It's the
How do
Boston
you
staff.
not-
No,
It's the Boston staff.
This show completely passed my mind when you said 2011 for the list, because I remember this as being one of my favorite shows and always watching these clips of like the two different sides of the field. It's one of my favorite things
Exactly.
Cadets has ever done. So this is actually one of my favorite Cadets shows, now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so I am a very big fan of old Cadets. And when this show came out, I immediately thought back to that old Cadet stuff.
Yep.
So, one of the classic things that Cadets, Phantom, I'm pretty sure SCB has done it before, but I know Blue Devils has done it. It is at the very end where the brass line goes in that straight line and they play their closer.
Yeah, the company front.
Yes. So if you have a DCI chord that does that, that is probably one of my favorite things to ever watch because it's so powerful and the music is played all across the field. I thought that is so amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
at least that's and also
they're
coming out
overall
of the tunnel.
this season.
Yeah, exactly. Like coming out of the tunnel with all the cool stuff. I thought that was really, really entertaining. I really enjoyed the show. For me, it's not one of my favorite Cadet shows, but I do like the show.
Okay. Okay, so I know that Angels and Demons, awesome. So, the uniforms, half the core was Angels in the white and red, and then half the core was Demons in the red and
Which is awesome.
maroon and gold, I think. I'm pretty
Whatever
certain.
it was.
Yes.
The opposite.
Yep, that's what I thought. Hey, it's been a hot second. Don't hate.
It's been 9 years.
But just that idea, how they contrasted that so well, I thought that was super cool. I'm also going to say one thing. Their warm-up, their lot tunes were absolutely outstanding.
Gino!
I know, Gavin, I talked about this
Gino!
when we did Cadets 2017, or 2018, I'm sorry. We talked about how they did Mahler's Second in their warm-up tunes, and I freaking love Mahler's Second. But that's for another discussion. And that just whole thing, one of our visual guys on our staff at Carmel, his age out was 2012, but he marched Cadets 2011, and he absolutely loved it. And I mean, I see why he enjoyed it. That the music just seems so fun. And I mean, I'm also gonna say one more thing. Rocky Point.
Yes.
Lot tune.
Ugh. Gino!
There you go. You're happy now. You're happy now.
I'm saying at the end of the
I made your day.
podcast, at the end of the podcast, when we say who wins your group, I'm saying Cadets 2011. Screw Dreams and Nighthawks.
No.
Sucky theme and bad vibes.
Wrong.
Okay, whoever has
Wrong.
No, move on.
Incorrect.
Or move on. Say
All right, so I'm just gonna move on to the next my next show actually. So you got your 2011 championship. All right, how do you follow that up? That's 2012. 12/25. Think about those numbers. 12/25, December 25th, Christmas. You know, this isn't this isn't like a real. It seems like a cheesy theme, but I really like what they do in this show. Carol the Bells, what they did with that was so cool. The trumpet solos that they had in that little section, their opener, so cool. Their ending, their ending where they were literally in a company front. They came together at the end for a company front, and just the entire show. I thought it was cool. The theme obviously again seems pretty cheesy, but what they did with it, I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. I've never personally seen this show, so having you sort of give me that brief overview.
It's in the DCI drive.
Well, okay, listen, I don't listen to the DCI drive 24/7, 365, dude.
I don't either.
Am I listening to it right now?
Has a new radio. They have a new radio where they play constant drum corps shows.
Well, I'll probably just go listen afterward. But after you telling me a theme, basically, I sort of understand what the show is. And Cadets has always been amazing drum corps, like Cadets 2000. But they were clean in 2011 and 12. Mm-hmm.
Visually, they were outstanding. I mean, that's what you expect from the Cadets. DCI isn't DCI without the Cadets. Same with Finals Night.
Mm-hmm.
Finals Night isn't Finals Night without the Cadets.
Yeah.
And I mean, the seriousness that they have on the field, I'm all for it. I'm a fan of that.
I think that Cadets that my favorite video from Cadets in 2012 is that Mahler 2 video on YouTube, just showing how strong the brass line was that year with Gino as their caption head at that time. But now he's ours, so haha. Owen, you can talk.
I mean, old Cadet stuff. When I say old Cadet stuff, I mean like 2014 and past. But their more recent stuff, and I know we're not really talking about their more recent stuff right now, but I don't know. The show designs have just been a little lacking for me.
Okay.
I feel like the shows aren't that good. They don't have the same power that they did with Angels and Demons or 12, 25. The numbers.
Owen, I got it. So in response to that, this past couple of years, they've brought back members and staff from the groups of old Cadets. So Dr. Stratton, brass caption head, Marsh Cadets, was with Cadets a while ago. Jay Bocook is back. Jay Bocook is back writing for them. Their entire staff, almost their entire staff, is majority Cadets, old Cadets. So we're gonna leave that comment that you just said there, but come back to me in another 2 or 3 years and tell me how we're thinking of Cadets then. I'd be curious.
So much beef.
You can bring back old members to be staff, but that doesn't mean they're going to be good. That doesn't mean they're going to be able to do the same things that the other staff were.
I feel like if it's Cadets, it's pretty much going to be really good.
Yeah.
I've seen one video of them on Instagram playing an E-flat chord, and it was probably one of the most beautiful E-flat chords I've ever heard.
Well, but there's those things, but then there's also, I just feel like the general show design, as of late, has been lacking. You have this amazing standard set, and I feel like they set the bar really high with a couple shows in the past, but then just, recent ones are just... I don't know. They just don't hit for me.
We have to remember that obviously not last year, but I believe 2 years ago, they just lost their core director because of some shady stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
They're trying to gain back their culture again, and I honestly respect them not backing down from that. So I think that's kind of why you're saying that stuff. So obviously, I'm not going to go in depth with what happened.
Yeah,
that's not. But I think give it another couple years and we'll see the old Cadets that we have. I'm hoping that they try and innovate like Blue Devils have been doing and a couple other corps. Obviously, I love old cadets, but you can't stay in your old ways forever because
Mhm.
something has to change. So
move with the
I'm hoping
times.
that they kind of incorporate old style cadets.
Mhm.
But
Rocky Point Holiday!
so
Yeah.
Rocky Point Holiday!
As much as I love to discuss the cadets, I think we're going to move on to my last show that I have on my list. So this one's going to be kind of a different one than what we've all said. Every other show that we've said has been like placing like top 4 every year, like every show that we've talked about so far. Top 4, top 5. I'm going to throw this one down to the lower placements in World Class Finals. Crossmen 2019, Valkyrie. So, yes, exactly. I personally loved it. My first look at that show was at that same show that the Blue Devils were at 2 years ago, that when the Crossmen came this past year. So that show, I saw, so in 2018, Carmel used Vikings as our theme, and our props on our boat shields had like the Valhalla symbol, like the 3 triangles. As soon as they rolled that out, I was like, wait a second, I know how this is gonna go. And believe it or not, Valkyrie, a show called Valkyrie, odds are you're gonna have Flight of the Valkyrie, which at that show there were a decent amount of Carmel kids there. And when they started playing Flight of the Valkyrie, a lot of Carmel kids just kind of looked around and were just like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
They used music from Flight of the Valkyrie. They used music from the Ring Cycle, which we did too. Actually, a little bit of it you can slightly hear for like about 10, 15 seconds. You can hear part of the Siegfried horn call in the show, which was our mellophone feature in 2018.
So you're just saying it's a Carmel
I mean,
show.
What?
A Carmel DCI show.
No, not at all.
No, I'm not bashing it.
Different.
I'm not bashing Crossman. Crossman's great. I'm sorry, Owen. You can go on ahead.
yeah, I mean, I love the show. Like, well, no, it sounds like I'm going to go into something negative. I have no gripes about this show whatsoever. I was lucky enough to be able to see it live, and it was just amazing. Like, sure, it wasn't the most technical or the most clean show that they put out, that any corps put out in 2019, but I feel like there was the most energy. Like, I saw that show, I knew about DCI because obviously I was going to shows, but when I saw Valkyrie, that's when I thought in my head, I want to do this. This is where I want to be. And then 2 months later, I went out to my first Raiders camp. And then a couple months later, I got a contract. And it's just a great feeling to be able to experience just all that raw power and energy. And then me personally, I was able to transform that into my own discovery of core and what actually going to these camps are, and just the immense like family feeling that you get with it. And I love it so much. But anyways, talking about the show more, they had a lot of power in their energy and in their brass line. I wasn't too sure about what percussion was doing. I was mostly focusing on just brass the whole time. But I do know that drum major put on one hell of a performance. And I love that. And yeah, another great thing about the show that I love is from the second they left the entrance gate to the field, they were always performing. Like, it was just a constant performance, and they didn't stop.
Right.
From when they got onto the field, from when they left. A lot of corps, they'll do like a march on, or they'll just slowly wheel their props on, but they were acting the whole time, getting a phenomenal performance, and I love that. It's just a great experience to watch and see that.
I agree.
It was so cool. Like the bass trombone playing the Fly of the Valkyrie stuff in the middle of the show. And when they had a electric guitar, now that was cool.
Did you hear
Miles,
the story
what's your thought?
about that? Did you hear the story about the electric guitar?
No.
What happened there?
So, apparently, they had an electric guitar player, and he was told to run a lap. So he said, "No, I'm not going to run a lap." And then he jumped the fence and ran. So that's why in the middle of the season, Crossman was like, "Does anyone know a guitar player that wants to be in a drum corps?"
Yeah. They straight up cut him for that?
You know, he left. He didn't come back. He just didn't come back.
Oh!
He just left.
That's crazy.
You go ahead, Miles.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I've only seen this show once. I know the percussion's pretty good. It's like really hype most of the time. It's also really loud most of the time. I saw the drumline play live in a lot, and someone brought an inflatable couch with them. That was pretty cool. But like the thing that stood out to me was the electric guitar playing, because it was actually like really good, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, them playing the Immigrant Song was just like that's pretty big. Like that's pretty hype. That leaves a mark. And so yes, I very much enjoyed the show. I just haven't seen it that many times to like make that much of a statement on it. And yeah, that's how I feel about it.
You know what? Let's hear from Jaelyn.
Yeah, here's Jaelyn.
I have not seen the show before, but from hearing what you all say, I'm sorry, Mitchell. I'm very sorry. It sounds amazing.
Alright, I guess I'll talk for a second. So, obviously you have Lydia and Allison, and I can't remember the other drum major's name, but obviously amazing leadership that year. Their brass line was very, very good. I mean, intensity with air, you know, their articulation really had great power. Their drum line has always been very consistently, you know, great and clean in the past. So that was really, really good to see. I really liked the show theme. I thought it was really interesting, really intriguing. Their guard I'm kind of taking a shout out to Molly and Tyler, who are our guard directors at Tarpon now. They've done an amazing job at Crossmen, so really, really great stuff, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what
All right.
Crossman has as well. So Mitchell, you want to end it for us?
Sure. So let's go with top 4. Let's rank these.
Let's not rank them. Let's just pick which
Personally?
one won.
Dreams and Nighthawks in first place,
Sorry,
obviously.
What's your favorite?
Cadets 2011.
Cadets 2011.
Dreams and Nighthawks.
Yes, sir.
Owen? Jaelyn?
I'm gonna have to go with Cadets 2011.
Yeah!
I'll do Angels and Nighthawks.
Angels?
Sorry! I don't know what I'm saying.
I think she meant both.
Angel,
She
No,
meant both.
I messed them up. You know what
Angels
I mean.
and Demons, or Dreams
De-
and Nighthawks?
Dreams and Nighthawks. My bad.
Yes. Dreams and Nighthawks. We are split
That's a-
right down the middle,
Oh,
folks.
Jaelyn!
Maybe we can change someone's mind. Hey, Owen, listen, you gotta listen to me, bro.
No.
Miles,
Think
order
about
Join!
this. Think about this.
Do not join the dark side.
Join the
Owen,
dark side.
Owen,
Feature.
do not.
The
No.
dark side of the force.
Get out.
Pathway to the
Okay, Owen.
Miles, buy me Uber Eats, and then I might change my mind.
Mitchell, end it for us.
All right, guys. So that concludes my 4 in our discussion. So I think tomorrow is
Jalen's. Yes.
remind me.
Me.
Yay!
It's
all right,
girl
so
day.
it's Jalen's 4. So this will be
Kinda good.
interesting. On that note, let's call it here.